All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Marakah Kudash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Peace and blessings and citations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat, the Awadah, the House of David. So this is the brother Malak coming back at you with this truth. All right, so I'm just going to go right into a few scriptures, and then we're going to get into this here about flock cameras, which I told you a lot about flock cameras, man. They track, trace, and control. They're tracked and trace. They trace your every movements. They know where you go at all times. All right? That's the thing about that, okay? So we're going to get into that video right there, but let's read a few scriptures first. All right? So this is Psalms 36 and verse number 2. It says, let's read it in the KJV first, and then we'll read it in the NLT. It says, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, and he have left off to do wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed, and he setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Let's read it over in the in the NLT, right? It says in their blind conceit they cannot see how wicked they are. Everything they say is crooked and deceitful, and they refuse to act wisely or to do good. They lie awake at night hatching sinful plots. Their actions are never good, and they make no attempt to turn from evil. Right. And let's go to Isaiah 14 and 14. All right, let's get that over in the regular KJV. Isaiah 14 and 14. All right, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. Right? So this devil is trying to be like the Most High. He's trying to watch over everything, watch over people's moves, trying to see what they do. Right? You see? Let me get Habakkuk or Salakia, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, and let's go right to the 4th verse. It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or even all verbatim, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You see that? Okay? So this devil thinks that he's the Most High, that he can watch over people. Right? That he can put the scope on them, man. And track them and do all these types of things of that nature. Right? That's this devil Esau Edom. Okay? So let's get into this here real quick. We just wanted to get a few scriptures. Right? But let's play this here. It says, Flock says its cameras don't track people. That's a lie. They do track people. Right? It says its own training videos say otherwise. You see, so this guy right here who's doing the video is exposing the lies of flock cameras and showing that they do track people and that they do watch their every move. All right, how you think the police officers get information on where you're at? Right, all they got to do is type it into the system. Right, it's a huge system. You'll see it in this video. So without further ado, let's play the video.
In Boulder, Colorado, inside a small coffee shop.
The brighter areas are where the really high density of flock cameras are.
Will Freeman runs the largest police camera tracking system in the nation.
If you click on any of these police departments, it'll show you who they're sharing with. So the lines going outward are the agencies that can access their data directly.
It's called DFlock. The app shows where the cameras are and which way they're pointed. How many cameras have you mapped?
88,970 cameras at the moment.
Why did you want to do this?
The main reason is to show people how invasive this is.
Flock license plate readers take a time.
And all these cameras are set up all across the states, man. All across every state. You see? Going back to what? CV19. All right? So this is the things that they were putting up during that time when they, you got to be locked down, you got to stay inside and all this other madness and all that. This is what was going on in the midst, man. Okay?
Stamped photo of every vehicle that passes every camera. Police can search your historical travel information for 30 days. This creates a searchable database of everyone, not just the suspects of crime. Security researcher Ben Jordan. 100,000 crimes a year are solved with Flock. Flock Safety Chief Communications Officer Josh Thomas.
Reported crimes in America, yeah. So there's a lot more that probably are being helped that aren't being reported. But yes, we have about 700,000 crimes that we are aware of that are being solved in part with evidence that's derived from a Flock Safety device.
In order for that historical data to be of investigative value, you have to track every car for 30 days.
Again, I would challenge you on the word track. Tracking the whole of your movements is very different than knowing that you passed by one specific camera, 24 specific cameras. Those are different things.
And then the examples of tracking that vehicle from location to location to location.
But Flock's own webinars talk about its license plate reader's ability to track vehicles and people.
And we were able to track him all the way over to another state.
See, they said track vehicles and people. So they know your every move, man. These are what these cameras all about, right? This is all a part of the beast system. Okay? Let alone now add that chip into there. Add the 6G, high frequencies of radiation. Right? You see? Add all these things in there. Right? Add Palantir into there. Add Gideon in there. Right? Add drones in there. You see? A whole setup system. Not let alone the universal basic income, the carbon footprint, right? The CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies, right? This is all a part of this beast system, man. All right?
In Kentucky.
And you're able to track your suspects' movements.
You're saying Flock does not track people, correct?
Track people, that's right, and hold their movements like you asked. We're not tracking people.
But what do the Condor cameras do? They literally are designed to track a person, aren't they?
Not to track a person, no.
This is a Flock camera known as a Condor. Unlike the Falcon license plate reader camera, you'll notice this does track the movements of people. Whether or not it was designed to specifically track.
You see, and that devil just sat there and lied. He said, well, it doesn't track people. It does track people, man. All right? It does track people. Damn liars, man. They can't stop lying for a damn second, man. All right? You see? Let me get this here. So this is Psalm 58:3. It says, the wicked are strayed from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. There you go. Straight up and down.
A person you can see right now in real time. No matter which way I move, the camera moves with me. And this video is sent right back to the police department.
To alert you when it sees human movement. And it will actually acquire and track that person as they walk or people.
When I walked down the path and I moved, the camera followed me.
There's an object detection feature that you can set up. It's called Guardian Mode, that allows the camera to just know if there's movement from a person in the screen. It is not tracking where you're going to go, where you're going to leave, or you're going to start and stop.
These started popping up weeks after hearing Flock say these only record license plates. They don't take pictures of people.
That security researcher, Ben Jordan, found the same Condor camera streaming openly online. No password required.
And they quite literally use AI to zoom in and follow you around whether you're a person of interest or not.
At one point, I think we had found over 70 cameras.
I watched a man leave his house in the morning in New York. I watched a woman jogging alone on a forest trail in Georgia.
And I was able to read the CEO's statement about having never been hacked in front of a camera and then access that footage later.
If a person were able to gain physical access to the device leased to the city, which is illegal, they still would not be able to gain access to the footage, as the data is only stored for a very limited time duration on the device following its transmission to the...
And this goes into with them data centers and all these things of that nature, man. You see?
cloud.
This wasn't the dark web. This was openly streaming to anyone who could go on a specific search engine and scan open ports. Was that an accident?
Yes, Verizon sent us the wrong SIM cards that had a public IP address. We have a lot of sensors in the world that don't have that. Roughly 60, 70 devices had a public-facing IP address. Second we learned about it, we fixed it.
What if a police officer uses flock cameras to stalk their ex? What if an abusive partner uses it to stalk their ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend? It's already happened.
A police officer was arrested accused of misusing the system to track someone.
There have been multiple incidents where police officers, even a police chief, were arrested for using LPR cameras and specifically Flock to stalk or harass their exes.
It's a horrible use of the technology. Tools aren't designed to do that. This is why we built an audit log, and we work with the appropriate democratically elected governing bodies to hold those people accountable.
You have to consider human nature when you implement things like this. No one's perfect. People are going to abuse it.
Back in that Boulder coffee shop,
Let's see, direct route 4 cameras, and that's just to go 1.7 miles.
Will Freeman added a special feature to DFlock.
It also allows you to route around these things. Yeah, it goes from 5 minutes to 14 minutes, but it avoids all the cameras.
And there's an epidemic, as we all know, of mass killings in America. And if there's an opportunity to stop that, I want to be on the side of the people who are fighting to stop those things, not the people who are fighting to stop the proliferation of technology to stop crime.
Actual killers have been caught with this technology. Would you want to take that away from the police?
Considering everything, I would want to take that away from the police, at least in the current state that it's in. A feature that you can't turn off is that it's logging everyone else. So if they can get rid of that logging everyone else part, I think it would be a lot better.
Will Freeman is still tracking the trackers because he says no one is watching the watchers.
Of course Verizon is not going to respond to the SIM cards. Of course they're not going to respond to it. You see? You playing with the devil here, man. This is the devil. All right? All right, so there you have it, brothers. So, we're just going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Marakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Ruel. Peace and blessings and citations to the hopeful elect, the Bayat Dawadah, the house of David. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abba Babal, repent ye, for the kingdom of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai is at hand. Shalom.